Hey guys, welcome back to Girl Let's Talk.
What's up?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, I'm Marci Lynn Jackson.
I'm Tish Robertson.
I'm April Gilbert.
Rachel Mathews.
Welcome to Girl Let's Talk. Man, have you guys been checking us out for the 2023?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
These girls on fire.
This girl is on fire. We sure will break off into song. Girl Let's Talk podcast, the musical.
Yes,
That's right.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I know it. Singing is not something I do, but I like to think I can.
Because, you know, she'll get mad we start singing Whitney Houston.
Can't, will.
Her and Dion. I don't understand.
Don't do me like that.
But I don't understand.
I'm tired of her.
What? Tired?
And it's not too soon to say that. I don't want to hear Whitney Houston's song.
You so pretty.
I don't like it.
I'm so sad about that.
Don't be.
Oh,
Don't be.
her and Dion.
They do.
I need Wendy and
They
Lisa
show
here.
act funny, don't they?
They do. I don't even know how they even be like that.
They like to break out in song with Whitney Houston songs, and I don't like it.
Well, what song you like? We can sing that too.
With somebody.
I don't know. I like old school jams. I like.
That's Whitney.
No, I like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I like the Isley Brothers.
Do you remember the very first time in September?
Hey, we were changing the away.
I need the word.
Exactly. We need the word.
You got the
Yeah, we need the word. We need the word. Yeah, we need the word.
Yeah, that's
A
crazy.
mess.
See, we can roll with anything.
Want a church song? Here we go.
Okay. This little light of mine.
Oh, yes, this little light mine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh,
This little light of mine. I'm gonna
Hey,
let
for the
it
choir director,
shine.
I'm gonna be alto.
This little light
Give me my
of
key.
mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
That sound like soprano.
It is. Wow. I was singing it.
Okay.
I was singing it.
But I thought that was soprano.
I was singing your part, and then I went to my part.
Start me out at mine.
This little light of mine.
That sound like tenor. But okay.
I'm gonna let it shine.
So what are you? Are you alto or are you soprano?
No, I'm alto.
What are
Okay.
you?
I mean, you already know. Play with it if you want.
Play with your mama. Play with
I mean, you already know. So which
right.
one is that?
All of it. Stay low. Just stay low. Stay low.
You know the choir. Let Rachel say, watermelon, watermelon,
Yeah,
watermelon, watermelon.
Baby, all she knows is when I'm alone in my room.
So I stare at the wall and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call.
Telling me I need a girl just as sweet as a dove.
For the first time in my life, I see I need love.
There I was.
Hey.
But I know, you know what? What's with it? You don't know what you mean to me. I know I love it, baby. I do. But you know what?
I love
we
it.
wanted to talk. But see, you know what? This is a really good segue.
This is a very good
This is how you
Yes.
find your tribe. How do you vibe with people where you really can just be yourself? Let me say this. Let's say this, because we talked about sending your representative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in some ways, I do think you need to send your representative at front. Like, I don't like for people to come off and comment with me. You will turn me off.
Really?
You'll turn me smooth off. I need you to send your representative first.
No.
I do. Because I don't want you to be common with me. What you do at home and what you do where you are, it may be off-putting. It is
Give
off-putting
me an
to
example.
me.
Yeah.
You want an example?
Yeah.
Okay, so like there may be things that, like, say for instance, now in the where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where I am with you in my life is not where I will be with somebody that I just met. I am not open, and usually people mistake me. They think I am a very open person, and I am not. And that friendliness that you see or that you feel, I have to warm up to you. And so I off-putting to me is being too calm and saying what maybe you could say to me, but I don't know, her
like
or
that.
what you could say to me. I don't know this person, and so I don't know where you're coming from with that. So I want you to, I'm not gonna say tread lightly, because I'm not saying that I'm just somebody that you need to, but it is a tread lightly. I don't want you to get common with me, because I don't know what you mean, and I don't know where you're coming from with that, and I may not be open. You may see some on social media, that's social media. It may be not up for discussion for me. I may share something on one of these platforms, about my life for God's sake, but I don't know you for you to ask questions. I need to feel comfortable. I don't know your motives. I don't know where you come from. I don't know why you're here. And I need us to get to know each other. And I need you to give me that space to do that. If you are too common with me, I'm more than likely gonna shut down.
I can see that when we first started knowing each other, there was a little bit of trepidation. We would have conversations in the salon, and I would say, "Hey, how you doing?" You would say, "Hey, how you doing?" But that was as far as it went. And then we started knowing each other, talking to each other, seeing each other on a daily or a weekly basis. I can see that.
I have to find some kind of I have to find that strength finder.
Yeah.
One of my top, it's not my top. My top is strategic. I'm a strategic thinker. I can see something through chaos. I can figure out a path out. But one of my top 5 is relator. I have to connect with you on somewhere. We connected on books.
Yeah, we did.
Remember the book we read, and I came back. You said, "What are you reading?" And I told you, and then you started reading, and you said, "Well, what have I had?" And I was like, "Girl," and I just,
That's exactly how we connected.
It was on a book. I remember it.
Yeah.
I have to know that, like, you gotta disarm me. And I don't know. And then it takes me a minute to trust you, because I don't know. Or you like,
but I
can be vulnerable, and I need to know. I need to know that you care about friendship like I do. Do you mishandle it? Are you thoughtful in that way?
So are you guarded then? A lot of
all the time.
And see, for me,
where does that come from?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No,
I was just.
Go ahead, dear.
I agree with you. I think that does come from somewhere. But for me, I'm gonna watch you. I'm still gonna talk. We're still gonna have, a conversation. But I may just not trust you. But we're still gonna talk.
Right.
That's how I am.
But so when you said you're a relator, like you have to have something to
Connect you with.
That's not me. I can talk to a doorknob. I can talk to anybody in the grocery store. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna be a part of my inner circle or even my outer circle.
Right.
But I'm not guarded that way. I am still going to watch you, though. I'm gonna watch how you move.
Yeah. I guess let's look at it in this way, because I could talk to a doorknob. We've all been in the salon, and I don't know who strangers, and I talk to everybody at the grocery store. You know what they're gonna do about these people? I'll just start talking.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to a level where I've seen you in my space more than once or twice, and now you've been brought into, like us, we ended up into some intimate situations. In those, a lot of those, I may be guarded until I can figure out, I don't even figure out it. I like for it to organically happen. I won't create it. I won't try to create it. I'll just let it be. And if it happens, it happens. And it's almost as though, I know I'm saying this in this way, but I am very watchful. You may not know it because I'm laughing and I'm talking, but that's the biggest misconception of me. I may be laughing, but I am not vulnerable with you as far as I'm concerned. Now I'll rock you to sleep, pray down a mountain with you. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as my heart is at stake, I am not going to just give it. And it takes a minute for me to do it in that way. And it could be because of misuse.
Where does that become
it could be from that. But I have not let it stifle me. You know, I haven't. I haven't.
Do you believe it's because you have sisters, multiple sisters, and you have always had a confidant, and that you do not need to look outside of the safety of your sisters to have those kinds of relationships?
The crazy part about it is I've always had outside my sisters. Now my sisters, I don't even look at them as my sisters or my friends. Like, they are literally a part of me.
Okay.
Like like April, Sonia, Tara, and Nicole, they are a part of me. And I had to ask myself, I don't necessarily even share that side of me, because that's like sharing my most intimate parts of me. That's Samson, that's his hair. They are my strength. And I have met people in my life that have become that, you know, in some way. I lost the back to my earring somewhere, you see it?
No.
That have become that in a way, and I like for those things to happen, because I know then that's from God, and they are there for a purpose. You know, but I've learned, you know, some things are seasonal. So I'll allow the ebb and flow, you know, but it's not a thing where I'm untrusting and it's not healthy. I will open up. I am. I'm very guarded, because I want to see, are you talking about people when you talk to me? Because I'm not a gossiper.
Okay.
And I don't like that, because I've been gossiped about. So I've had the mean girls pitted against me. I'm very guarded with that. So I'm very selective when it comes to my tribe, you know, because I don't, my honey says, all women talk about other women. And I said, that's not true. Because all I am around is women.
Right.
And I know what our conversations are.
Right.
You know, I know, you know, what we talk about. And all women don't do that. When we talked about this on the last podcast, can you see that spirit coming from a mile away? And yeah, I can. I can. But I will smile, I will laugh, and I will have a good time. But I am so side-eyed.
How do you think you approach friendships?
You go first.
Child. You know, they say I'm always picking up stray cats.
Ooh, stray cats.
I be like, oh, they so sweet. Oh, they so cute. Oh, they this, and I be like, you so gullible, until they show me something different, you know.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying. You know, after you've been hurt or something. Not saying that's your story, but you know
when you go through
know
things,
your heart.
yeah.
And you know what you have to offer, and you know what you bring to the table. You do want people that you can reciprocate that from. You don't want to always be the one that's just giving, and everybody taking, or they have another motive to come in and try and steal, kill, destroy, whatever the case may be. So I do understand what you're saying, but most of the time I am an open book, especially behind a chair, you know.
What you do.
And what,
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
I think for me, I am, so growing up, my great grandmother raised us.
Yeah.
And she used to say, you ain't got no friends, child. Jesus is your only friend.
Great grandma,
She would tell us that all the time. I mean, she would say, our friend, you ain't got no friends. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus.
Here we go.
So for me, I want everybody to be happy. And I'm very like open as far as, I like to make sure people are comfortable, people feel good. So I'm very open until something happens. And when something happens, I'm like, I'm
You
good.
show me who you are. I'm good.
at
Believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Because once people, you know, and I have to really learn that, you know, you have to tread carefully, you know, and not be. It's okay to be vulnerable, but not to a point where that is detrimental to yourself.
Yeah.
And so I am, you know, I love people. I have a heart for people.
I do too.
And I think there is something to say about having wisdom, you know, in how you go about your friendships, you know, and how you navigate through friendships. I do not have this is this.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of. I have a lot of associates. Have a lot of people that if I called, I have a few more people that if I called that I could probably count on. But there isn't a whole lot of this is special. and this isn't, what we have, and a few other of our girlfriends, and I don't take that lightly or for granted. But I think there's a way that you have to navigate through different types, because I have more than one set. So this might be my good girlfriends. This might be my, my associates. This might be, my something else. Everyone, doesn't always fit in the same category, and that's okay.
Let me ask you this.
I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Separate.
You can't mix them.
You can't mix and match them all.
Mix and match them all.
You know where I found that out? My wedding.
Really?
My college girlfriends, my high school girlfriends, my cousins. They didn't always jive.
See, I used to be like, everybody just come on. And then people be looking side, who is this?
Who is that?
Who is the random chick?
Yeah, the random chick.
But you know what? I don't like that though.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Isolate another woman like that, or another
Yeah.
person. She random to you.
They're
You may be the one that's
Right.
random.
They're territorial though.
Very territorial.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
That territorial.
yes.
I don't like that.
Because if it's your friend, and I love you, that's your friend. And I need to, even if I don't love them, I'm going to embrace them and, make sure, because they're your friend. And I would never.
I like the thought of that, because I am that way.
I would never do
love who you
anything,
love.
because I love you. And I would never make someone that you love feel less than or uncomfortable, because that's just, to me, that's
I
just
don't
totally
like that
wrong.
either. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's my side. I don't like that. Like, how we met. I love whoever you love, so you can introduce me to whomever. We all going to have a great time. I'm not saying that I would consider you a friend. It's those breakout sessions that formed that kind of friendship that we had. But there are. I don't
done all that.
Yeah, I don't. But you know how you say when people show you who they are, you believe them. But you can show me who you are over here, and I'm gonna believe that you will be that way with me.
Right.
Because you're gonna be who you are wherever you go. So you can't get me to believe that if you dogged her out, you didn't have the capability or to do that to me or handle me in that way. You talking about her and her husband going through something, and I'm not going to just automatically believe you venting to me. You can't be venting to me about her mess, or whatever. I have a problem with that. That's a big deal. That's a deal breaker to me. We're not gonna go far because I need to know. Now, if you telling me this and we're friends and this is what's going on, and I'm concerned about my friend. This is what's on my mind today. This is how I feel today. Call my friend and she didn't answer. I'm real upset about that. But I know her and her husband going through something. I'll be okay. But I also know, to me, you have to be my secret keeper. I am just not open in that way.
Do you all believe it's harder to make friends now at this age?
Yes.
Believe it's harder?
You kind of set in your ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
What makes our friendship work?
Because you know who you are.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to compete with me. You're not trying to outshine me. You're there to motivate me, to lift me up, so it just works.
Right.
It works.
It works. It's funny. Yesterday I was getting my granddaughter's hair braided, and I was telling her about today, and she was like, "That's so cool that you have friends that way," and I was like, I was telling her about your business, and because she works on the weekend, I was like, no, my stylist don't. She don't. That's not what she does. So we kind of touched. She said, "Oh, she's very well established." I said, "Very well established." And so I was talking to her, and she said, "Well, you look great." And so my daughter said, "Except your hair flying up in the back." And it was literally flying up in the back. And so she said, "Well, you can just ask her to bump it." I said, "No." I said, "I'm not gonna do that." I said, "Because that's her day off." And she said, "Huh?" I said, "I respect that she does my hair on Friday." I said, "I would not, even as her friend, I would not ask her to even bump my hair because I respect what she does and I respect her time."
Oh, friend, I would have bumped you up. I don't want you on her. Representing like that.
Yeah.
And I will. Sometimes I be like,
Making the family look bad.
I think I did touch it today. I was like,
absolutely.
Yeah, you do that.
But what I was trying to convey to her, she said, "Well, my friends, they asked me to do something. We on vacation." I said, "Oh no, I don't. I don't play them games.
You better bring your own
I said, "She's my friend."
But we grown.
Yeah, and I love. I said, and I have to respect that if we on vacation, she on vacation. She not trying to bring no curlers. She's not trying to. I have to respect her time. You know, I want somebody to respect me. I don't want to talk about real estate if I'm on the beach.
No. So showing yourself friendly. So you've shown yourself friendly to her because you're not invading or encroaching upon her time or her space or invading something. Yeah,
exactly. And I think, you know, friends understand, you know, if you're a true friend, you know, friendship is not about taking advantage of somebody. Right. It's not about misusing your place and space in that friendship. And I think sometimes, you know, there are people come in your lives, and sometimes it's about what they can get. How they can, you know, capitalize on what it is you do, what it is you may have access to, and that's not friendship. Right. That's not.
You guys are so supportive in that way. It's a benefit. That's just the benefit of it. But you got to sign up for it first.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and one thing that I love too is that even though y'all are my friends, when you come in here for your appointment, you here as a client.
Baby, I have to get my knee.
Trying to get here on time.
I get my knee. Trying to be on time. And when I say on time, I'm talking about if my appointment is at 6:30, I am trying to be at 6:29 at least up on the second platform. I have skipped my knee.
Yes.
But I also do the same thing. I don't be like, girl, let me get Mother Mary before you, you know, like, and make y'all wait. You know how some people, they don't respect each other's time. So, like,
I think we do that. But okay, so
for sure.
Let's go deeper. I don't think we could be Girl Let's Talk if we don't have some transparent moments. Two things I want to talk about. I think our friendship took a turn in Chicago. And even though Tish Mama wasn't there, she wasn't there, she still was a part of it. I mean, she still was vulnerable and was a part of it. But I think Chicago took our tribe like to another level.
Yes.
You know,
I would agree.
I think that. And what happened in Chicago, I don't know, how would you describe that?
Chicago, we had a great.
It was a great time.
We had a great time. I knew that God was dealing with you on some things, and when you came in that room, I forgot
about that.
You came in that room, and we all hit our knees.
Okay, so I do morning devotion, just period. I think I've talked about that before, but that particular morning, I don't know. I wanted to go to April, and I'm talking about like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
maybe 5:30 a.m. Because I get up at 5, and God just said, "Go get April," and I went and I knocked on the door, and Lisa was like, "April,
oh my God, Marci, oh my God."
I came in and I just collapsed. And, you know, we started praying, and then they went again. And all of us ended up there, and we ended up in prayer together. And I think that was the first time that maybe that was me showing, that's my world. That's me. And so, you know, sis fell right in. She wasn't even there, but hearing about it, we've all been able to just come together in that way. But I think we would be remiss to not bring up what we also went through in adversity with each other when when you have someone in your midst and it don't work out. You know, it don't work out, or they you know, sow discord. Because don't think for one moment when you do have a tribe that it won't be challenged. It's going to be challenged.
Yes.
And so we've had that. You know, and I think we went through a fire, like almost a year of straight hell, you know, and having to, I'm just gonna throw this earring, okay? Did y'all see it? Because that's it now.
Girl, you are crazy.
It's irritated me now, but we went through some turmoil. But I want to be real with people. Right. This year, I think if we're gonna tell people how to do something, have you ever bought something, you go to IKEA or you go to Target and you get it home and one of the pieces is missing, and you're like, this does not look like the display. You know, they left something out. Or you say, well, I should, you know, it should end up looking like this. You're not gonna have a tribe and it's not going to be challenged. Right. And so our tribe was challenged. This tribe was challenged in a way with conflicting views. You know, sometimes being territorial and what have you. And it doesn't mean that people are not good people, but sometimes, like what I was saying about being guarded, it's like a company adopts a mission statement because you come from different walks of life. They're trying to bring people from different walks of life together for one common goal. So then they adopt a mission statement and they adopt a vision statement for their company. Now, I'm not saying we've done that for friendship. However, there's boundaries, and there are things that you do and that you don't do or that you don't cross. And I think sometimes in tribes they all implode because, or they don't last, or they fall out because people may not respect boundaries in that way, or become territorial, you know, in that way. What y'all think? Because I don't think that
For me, like, it's always been easy for me in other relationships because I do create boundaries. If Tish, and this just me, it don't work, it's not everybody. If Tish invite me to something and her friends are there, I'm not gonna call her friends later and be like, hey, let's go eat without Tish. Those are her friends and I leave her friends there. If we connect on another level, then that's cool, but I'm not going to leave Tish out, act like, and you're not gonna be comfortable enough to come and talk to me about her because that's your friend. And so I've always kept those boundaries by leaving your friends. Right. I don't try and be friendly with your friends, but I'm friendly with we all together. But when we leave, that's your friend.
But okay, so let's talk about that, because honestly, I don't think it's about the friendship that you're talking about. I think it's about the manipulation behind it or the spirit behind it. Right. Because if you're a connector and you meet Tish and you go there and the lady sitting at the table, bless your soul, that lady ends up being Elizabeth to you at that table and be a missing puzzle piece for you, and you want to connect and it blesses you tremendously over here, then that to me is connection.
Right, and that's what I said.
Versus then the connection and now I'm just going to use that against you. I think that's the part you're talking about. Because if I meet you, or let's just say I meet you and look how the connections that you've made in my life and what is done and about to do, and you'll do things without me, but the trust is there that you can, are you trustworthy enough that you can meet somebody who know me and now not use that against me or have other motives to use that as you were already secretly hating. Had to have already been there. You secretly felt some way about me, and now you want to divide and conquer, because I call that you campaigning. You looking for, because you know what's that saying? They say a hit dog holler, but then they also say, I know they say a hit dog holler, but they also say is that how people want to go. If I'm angry with you, I can't just be angry by myself. I need her angry with you, and I need her angry with you. So then now it's us angry with you. It's like I need that. That's to me that's demonic as far as I'm concerned. You know, because if you and I have art together, that's you and that's me and you. But you already had something in your, okay, I guess I look at it like this. You got jealousy, you got envy, and you got strife.
Right.
And you know, like you got jealousy and it's like, okay, I like what you have. You know, strife, envy is I want what you have. And strife is I don't want you to have it. That's the difference. So we got quiet. Everybody got a lump in their throat. But see, that is how many of us have them. But that's the truth. It's like I don't want you. I'm in strife now. I don't want you to have it. That's where you get into now. I want your friend, but I don't want her to be your friend anymore. And that sounds petty, but it's still the same spirit that's behind it.
Yeah. You know,
and it happens.
I got quiet because I cannot relate to that.
Yeah.
I don't think us sitting at this couch
I can't relate to that. I can't relate to, you know, whatever you have, any of us have. I'm happy for you. I want you to get more of it.
Show me how to get it.
Do you hear me?
Exactly.
Because if you got it and you got it, it's in the
Like that
neighborhood.
Christmas, you was sitting there and y'all was talking about building your business credit, and every last
right.
one of us in our pajamas pulled our phone out and went to that application.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to have everything that God has for them,
That's
and more. I don't understand, and I just can't grapple with that. If I ain't got it, I don't want you to have it, and then that's not even in my makeup. And I think for me, I really try hard to align myself with people that are like-minded, that
That's
think
right.
that way. I try really hard so that I don't have to deal, and even if there are people in my space that may not be that way, I just give them a little bit of where, of the, how you doing? Good to see you, blah, 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 whatever. And then we can move on. But to that's just foreign to me. Let me just say,
You know what?
It's
Even
really
the people who are
foreign to me.
operating in that spirit, they gonna sound just like you. They're gonna say just what you said. They're gonna say it how you say it. I don't have no reason to not like Tish. I don't want. What Tish got that I can't get. They're gonna sound just like that. The key is to discern and know that spirit from afar. To me, an insecure woman, especially that's why it's hard for us to have tribes. That's why we get in our DMs and in our comments and on phone calls and texts in the grocery store, or when you see us out, the first thing they identify with us is the tribe. And usually it's because they haven't been able to find that for themselves. But honestly, it's in doing the work for yourself where you can be, where I could sit next to you and be okay. It is a true statement that cannot be the case. True statement that somebody could be going through a divorce, but then don't make your trauma a trigger or her blessing a trigger for your trauma. Like don't make that about you.
Right.
Don't make her success about you. If anything, let it encourage you.
Sure.
And I think you have to have the mindset to do it, and anybody can do it. You can flip that around real quick in your life to say, you know what, I am being jealous. I am. Where you saying, well, all she do is boast. When you get to hearing those things, if you measure everything up against, the word says, the Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And God said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I learned in my foundation with Christ when I was 19 years old and gave myself to Christ, is that if I put everything up against that backdrop, then I can gauge my life through that. So I asked myself, is what I'm thinking killing something, stealing from something, or could it destroy something? Am I feeling this way because it could do any one of those things? Then it is not of God. And so they can be congratulating you and being kind to you and cheering you on, but secretly on the inside wishing that you didn't have what you have, so that it wouldn't trigger them and make them feel like a failure. And make them feel bad because they didn't do something with their life that they felt like they should, versus it challenging them to do better.
So let me ask you a question. So if you have somebody like that in your tribe, are you comfortable enough to say, hey, this is how you're acting, or you're being jealous, or are you going to hold them accountable?
Now I am going to be accountable,
or you
but
just
it's going to be
walk
how
away?
I say it.
My grandmother always taught me, don't ever cut where you can just untie. Just untie it and back away. I'm notorious for that. You'll never know that we are not cool anymore, or that we don't have a relationship anymore. I'm just gonna untie it. I'm gonna take whatever I've given you, whatever I poured into you, I'm just gonna take that back and I'm just gonna walk away. It's just easier for me to do that. No trauma, no drama.
In some way, that is exactly what that is. Because usually I want people to be okay. And I don't want to leave, and I don't believe God chooses to leave us for dead. But I also know for me and the call on my life, I don't know this for no reason. It's a reason that I know this. And usually it's in prayer that I'll deal with something. And half the time, if I get to praying on something, an opportunity is going to present itself for it to be dealt with.
See, maybe that's why I get in trouble, because I want to tell you, but I'm not trying to leave you for dead. But I want you to just look at yourself and look at the situation and try and be better.
Because you're big
do better
at telling people to use your words, and you want people to be accountable for their actions. You're big on that.
Yeah.
Because I want you to
always say
grow.
that.
You want them to grow.
Right. You care about people.
And so to me, leaving them for dead is leaving them like they are. Like,
But hit dogs, hit dogs holler though.
It's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. For me, it's not leaving them for dead. It's just life's gonna have to teach you. I can't teach you that because it takes too much out of me.
I get it.
So I just have to.
Sis is better than
Boss sis is better than told.
But do you start out that way? Do you start out that way?
I learned that, I guess, growing in high school, being in girl cliques and I wouldn't even call them cliques, but just, I learned that. It's just easier for me not to even say anything, not to engage you in anything, because it takes too much out of me for me to tell you how I feel. It's just easier for me to untie and just walk away.
But here's where I have a problem with that, because if you could help me in any way, you saying you choosing not to.
Yeah, I'm choosing not to.
But as a friend, if you see an opportunity to help me, help me.
No.
If you can.
But people don't always want to be helped.
Now that's why I'm asking. Are you going at it like off the cuff, or are you looking for opportunity and the opportunity doesn't present itself and you say that person don't want it, let me back off? Like, something to me has to, true story, our story. If I've seen you do this over here, and here. This you. And our interaction is not going to change you. I'm untying. Versus we have an interaction together, and I care about you, and the opportunity present itself, and you genuinely, I'm feeling in my heart, and usually for me after prayer, I'm feeling in my heart that this is an opportunity for me to help you, or to share this with you, that you will receive it. Then I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna untie it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna just untie. Period.
You're better than me, because I'm not gonna do it.
I got it. And so that to me is scary in a
even
friendship,
in
because
this
it's like you wouldn't even.
In this situation, yes, I would say something.
Okay.
Because we have done life together.
Right.
Okay. So but in the
Nilly willy.
I'm not going to.
But we're not talking about in the everyday. You're talking about your tribe.
I'm talking about my tribe. However, previous friends groups that I've had, it was easier for me to just say, but see, in this group, I trust you. I trust you. You've never shown me anything different that I wouldn't be able to trust you. But if I'm in a circumstance where I am a part of a woman's group and someone has shown me, and we don't even have the depth of relationship that we have,
I see what you're saying.
I'm going to walk away. And I've told you on my live, I told you that I struggle with forgiveness. I do. And in order for me not to go back down that road or to have those conversations, I just choose to walk away.
You're a runner, you're
Good,
a track
bad, or
star.
indifferent. I'm a track star.
You're a runner, you're a track star. and I used to be that way too.
Yeah.
But if I value the relationship, then I want you to know what you're doing.
That hurt me.
Yeah. You said something on the live. You said something about forgiveness and
Reconciliation.
And I told you I'm not good at reconciliation.
Yeah.
Or forgiveness.
Right.
And they're not necessarily mutually exclusive.
Okay.
They're not.
Right.
They
You know,
not.
you
Okay.
can forgive and not reconcile, and it's okay.
And it's
Okay.
okay.
You and I had an issue, no, let me say this, not us having an issue, but there was something that we was working on together that was over here. And you asked me, can you reconcile? And I said, no, I can forgive. So no to, you asked me, do you want to talk about this with ... And I said, no, but I forgive. So those are two different things about reconciliation and forgiveness, because the forgiveness was there because I could deal with the people.
Okay.
But I don't want to reconcile. So no, we're not going to go sit and talk. Let's not go to Starbucks.
So you like me.
Now, if you're intentionally trying to hurt me, then yeah, I can't reconcile with you.
Right.
Well, let me tell you why I like you.
We can't play in the same sandbox. But if you said something or did something to hurt me, hurt my feelings or something, then that's different. I'm not just gonna walk away. We're gonna talk about it,
And get
and
into
then
it.
we can't come to some kind of meeting, then yeah, we going.
But let me clear this up, because it's these fine lines, like these little ligaments that I'm talking about that are different. I am not like you in that sense, because I looked to see, okay, our whole incident came because I cared enough to say something. So I said something.
I remember you
and
did.
it turned into something else.
Yes.
Do you see? So now I'm untying.
I was there, I know.
I'm untying
Yeah.
at this point because there's no help. Like, because in a friendship, the first thing you want to do, that's why I say send your representative so that you can, I need the warm handoff, is what we call it in business. I need the warm handoff now. I need to know like what I'm dealing with here. Like, hey Rachel, this is my friend Tish, Dr. Fatima. She's Dr. I need you to do that for me. I need the warm handoff. I get the warm handoff, right? Now I'm interacting with Dr. Tish on my own, and I'm seeing something. I need to know on that warm handoff, is she saying the same thing that she was saying when you were around? I need to know that. Okay, so I'm looking at that. I'm just telling y'all how I've been.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. She fine. She around the corner. She here, because it has been cases where I'm around the corner. You give me the warm handoff, and I'm wait. Is she your enemy?
Because she talking about you.
Yeah. So, but I need that warm handoff. But in a case where I've had an interaction with you, and we've built trust in some way, and I say to you something, and all of a sudden that change, I believe, and I know it to be true. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what you saying to me now is how you feel. That's who you are. But do know, by the time I'm saying I'm untying, I'm a connector. I'm a strategic thinker, and I have connected a conversation for 2 years ago to this right now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and my mind thinks fragmented like that. Like I can piece it together. I've always been that way. And so I'm looking over here and saying, you had a tone back then. That's what that tone was.
See, by the time we get to that,
But to me, sometimes when you got to be careful with that, because then let's just bring it up to date. We're looking for people who know us. There have been times I have come here and some of my life's most devastating moments have happened. And if you mistook my not saying something and my silence for being funny, then you missed it. Okay. Because I am not the one to come and say, I need a hug.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Not even.
I won't even look like I need a hug, but on the inside, I just need to know, can you watch and pray with me?
See you. Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna sound like that. I don't sound like I need this right now. It may sound like I'm gonna ride all the way home with you. Out of my way and yours. That's what, for me, that's what it sounds like when I need something. And to be my friend is to know, okay.
To know the signs.
To know the signs. Because I'm not gonna say what I feel, how I feel. I don't always say that. And so I'm looking for that versus you taking it like, now I'm not gonna hold you responsible for reading my mind. You know, that's where the grownness come in. I need you to use your words, big words, because I'm busy. Now,
But do you need me? Do you need me to hang up the phone and talk to you?
If you miss it a couple of times, I will say.
If you call me in the middle of the day, what do I do?
Hey, yeah.
Because you don't call in the middle of the day, but when you do, you want something.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I have something for you. I need to see if you're okay.
You heard something in prayer about me that I need to know.
Yeah, I am. And I am that kind of friend because I don't know, we had to talk about that. Like I told you, my love language, one of them is words of affirmation.
Yes.
And you would think I don't need that because I am confident.
Yeah.
But I need to know, is it all right?
Yes.
I need to know that. And my friends, I need you to I need you to know it. And I try to say, even in our friendships, you know, I do try to say I see you, you know.
Yes, you do.
You do.
I try to say that.
Yes, you do. You called me last week.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I did, because you do.
Yes,
you
did.
do. You. This one here. And I can understand it, is because when you are not sure, like we became friends all, you know, from a mutual friend, and so I don't know. I don't know if you feel the same way about me, you know, or I don't know I think sometimes you have to let people know where they stand in your life. Because I can't hold you accountable to something you haven't agreed on.
Like if our mutual friend were not present, will we still be friends?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
And with that is that I love my sister, and I love people who are connected to her, and I love that. You know, I won't tolerate that territorialism. You know, I used to try, you know, to get along with the get along, but you ain't talking to me, I'm not talking to you either. 47 bought that from me. I think at 47, you get to the point where you give yourself permission to dust your hands, wash your knees, and go the opposite way. We don't have to talk. And I mean,
And getting older does that for you.
that's what it does.
It does.
That's what it
really does.
You know, all that, those slide remarks and undercutting and stuff like that. Do you know what I had to do to get out the bed? You wouldn't play with me.
And I'm trying to finish up this life doing this, and this. And I don't need that.
Don't play
I
with
don't
it. Don't
need
play
that.
with it. Don't play with it.
Please don't.
I'd rather, if you don't like me, don't like me.
Just don't like me.
And it's
Just-
okay.
okay.
I don't like you either.
Yeah,
I don't. And what I mean by that is, I have gotten to the point where you're going. I know for a fact now you're gonna need people, and you're not gonna be able to choose who those people are that you will need. So I don't make enemies. So if I have become your enemy if I become your enemy in your head, it's you.
That's what I said on that call the other day. What you don't like about me, you don't like about yourself. Go get on the couch
That's
and talk about it.
Very true.
Personal. That's your intra. Personal relationship. It's on the inside of you. I have
Because what
nothing
I
to do.
say,
Your
sister,
mama did it.
I'm a pretty cool chick.
Super pretty cool chick. Super pretty
She
cool.
said what?
Super pretty cool.
Well, did we do it? Did we talk about how to build a tribe? I think we did.
Would you say the bottom line will be in yourself?
True.
Yes.
I think
Very
what makes
true.
a safe space for a tribe is that you are a safe and soft landing.
For
That's right.
sure.
And then
For
other
sure.
people will gravitate to
Absolutely.
that.
That's
For
right.
sure.
Absolutely.
Because even then, like, let's just call it, let's say what it is. We all met through Rachel, all of us on the couch. And there's more of us. And then we all have tribes. I have 4 sisters that are like my skin, you know, and then friends that I grew up with that have remained friends. But let's just say this. There are people that you connect with who you connect with, and that who you're open to connect with. You had to do something though. Yeah. So
Because it's work.
it does. It now that it is.
I mean, relationships are work. And relationships work no different than, you know, my relationship with my husband, even though it's on a different level, but I have to work at it.
Yeah.
You do.
You know,
you
I
have to
can't-
visit it.
Right. I can't just say one day, oh yeah, I love you, and never say it again, never do
Right.
anything to nurture it, never do anything to allow it to grow. So you have to work at it. I mean, we all are evolving. We're different people. We're different. We're trying to grow ourselves, and so that takes work. And we just have to, fortunately, and I'm grateful that we're all moving kind of in the same pace with the same.
We kicked our work up overdrive this year too.
Yeah,
Tish, you had
absolutely.
alluded to that on the last podcast. You care to share what we do on Mondays?
Oh, on Mondays, what we do is we fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But at 6 a.m., what we do is we get on a prayer call, all these ladies. How many more of us are there?
It's 8 of us.
7, 8
It's
of us.
8 total.
Eight
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 total women. And we fast, and each of us have a different thing that we use to fast. I mean, some of it could be no food, some of it could be just liquids, diet, you know, whatever the case may be, from social media. You're pescatarian. So what we do is we all have prayer concerns, and what we do is we all, the Bible says that one can call,
One can send 1,000, 2
can send
10,000.
10,000. So the exponential amount of people, or that you could put into play, the exponential amount of
The power of agreement is
power
what it
of
is.
agreement, yes.
Right. It is
That's what I was
agreement.
trying to
It's
think of.
agreeing with each other.
Exactly.
Coming into an agreement that, you know, what it is that you are standing on the line for or praying for. We're in agreement with that. We're in agreement with each other for what's going on in each other's lives, and all of us have something going on in our lives and need a safe space, you know,
Absolutely.
to land, to have that soft landing, and in the friendship to do it and be seen to do it outside of your norm. and your norm is your family. You know, these are children that my parents didn't have. They are, you know, but it blessed me. Like even at Soul Therapy, we didn't have, I didn't have someone to work my booth. I looked up, April and Tish was over there working my booth, selling my candles.
How many candles you want? 2? Take 3.
I was like, oh.
Yep. April, give me the bag.
Oh my God. I was like, you know how to work the square? Yes.
We gonna figure it out.
I had it all in my mind, like, when did she learn how to do the square? But it's that kind of friendship and, you know, like just having that kind of camaraderie. Where you can be selfless in that way. You know, or me coming around that corner and all 4, you know, 3 of y'all was standing there like, we ready, I didn't have that green on. Remember I told y'all I was gonna wear green for Soul Therapy? And you was like, she don't have green on? And they was like, she changing. You know, just, that was my thing. And all of these girls are type A, bosses in their own right, you know, who they are, and they came to my event, you know, or we do the same thing. And I remember going to New Orleans with sister. She taught a class some years ago, honey. She was waving like the mayor.
Celebrity, baby. Yes.
I had to go rescue her, baby, because she had to use the restroom and somebody followed her in there to get an autograph.
She sure did.
I was like, oh my God.
We never told you about that? Oh yeah, that was scary.
I don't know if the girl was looking under the stall. I follow you. I mean, it was
I came out, I was like, whoa.
she was smiling. But
I thought we was going to pull Tish out of hers too.
Oh my God.
I was like, send security. Y'all got send security.
Somebody got to send security for Tish because we not going to never leave.
That was fun.
It is, and it's an honor, you know, that people even feel that way about you. So,
absolutely.
but
and even April and her vulnerability at Soul Therapy, but also in real estate, multi-million-dollar agent. I mean, just everybody is doing something big, and you know, for me it comes easy, but I know that doesn't. That to me it was instilled in me. I had 4 sisters, and this wasn't your time to shop. You know, the way we grew up, you go in the dressing room and everybody else go pick for you. And that's your day, you know, or their day. And I don't want to hear nothing. That's how my dad was. It's not about you. Go get your sister another dress. And so I learned that at an early age. That's just how it was. You don't write your name on nothing in this refrigerator. You know, it just, I learned it. It was like, if you was going to get a beat down, that's what it was going to be about.
That's what you were going to get it for.
Yeah, and so I understood that, oh no, it's April's time. It's Tish time. But I know that's not always reciprocated. But I'm seeing it here. Unfold. You know, I'm seeing it unfold. You know, and I know that sometimes it may feel like, when you talked on the other podcast, it may feel like, how do I stand tall in a midst of tall redwood trees?
that's good.
How do I do it? How am I gonna stand out? But we talked about that in Nakia. Fully showing up in who you are is how you will stand out, because none of us are like you.
That's right. You're right. Because it's funny, because everybody is in their season, but we showing up for everybody and keeping each other uncomfortable.
I know it.
Pulling, just pulling. Come on, girl.
Get on this live.
Get on this live.
I don't think you realize what it means to somebody, though.
Yeah.
What your presence means to someone else. The other day when I was like, I'm coming. And when I got there and Beans hugged me and was like, you better head. He did.
Because baby, you was on your knees for him, honey. You was over there slanging all the stuff for him.
I was.
He was like, is Marci coming? I said, she coming.
I came in hot. But so I'm using it as an example of like when I couldn't go, like sometimes we can dismiss that we are important to somebody or that we're seen. And so like it was important to me that, like you knew, that's why I was on my study group, but I got off to FaceTime with you. You know, because I wanted you to be seen. But one of the things that I know is that's also ministry. Because I feel like if I can share a little piece of Jesus, because that's what he was, you know, to show his disciples and show the multitude that I see you. That's what he did with the woman when she touched him. Who touched me? I see you. That's what the friend did when he got lowered down in front of Jesus because it was too crowded. He was like, okay, I see you. That's what Jairus' daughter, when she died, but he told them, you know, it's okay, I'm still on my way, I see you. And when he told Martha, when she got upset when Lazarus died, he said, well, no need to come. If you would have came earlier, he wouldn't have died. And he was like, it's not unto death, but I see you. That's what a tribe is. And I think if you take it as serious as that, you won't mishandle it. And you be up and vulnerable and honest with your feelings about things and things when you are not feeling seen. You know, when you do need to take that long ride and go out your way. Or when you do say, you know what, I know that it's been about me and this was a big platform for me, but I see you. That was a big, 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 big deal for you. And I'm not gonna minimize it. I had an opportunity, and we're gonna wrap this up, in California. I went to a professional conference. And at that professional conference, we had a little bit of downtime, so I went on a hike in the Redwood forest with those big, big, big redwood trees, and I didn't understand what the big meaning was. Well, you know, I didn't understand that, but you can always find a learned lesson in nature. And one of the lessons that I learned in nature with those redwood trees is none of them were the same, but they all were majestic. They all were tall. They all were beautiful. They all had deep, deep, deep roots. They all meant something, and all of them contributed to that forest. And it just depended on which one I was looking at that time that spoke to me, or any of the other hikers that was there. We're all redwood trees. My tribe, they are redwood trees, and I think we're all trying to find our footing. And with a person like me who have a big personality, sometimes it's hard for other women to be around that, because then they're wondering, when will I shine? But then I know, having a heart of humility, to know you'll shine today. Like when you're doing something, I'm gonna focus my attention on you. It's about you. And understanding that it's not your time today.
Very good.
That's very good.
You know,
I like that analogy.
She be on some analogies,
I like
don't she?
that
Baby, she be on some good analogies.
I'll be majestic, okay?
You were majestic. You were majestic when you got up out your chair and you walked up there. Or it's on a post that you have, and they walking behind you, and you was walking in confidence, and it was about you. Like, I think that we need to know that, like, man, do they see me? Like, do I matter? If I didn't call, are they gonna miss it?
Yeah, that's good.
Friends.
Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we have enjoyed you today.
Yes,
we have. What's your takeaway?
Find your tribe.
Be authentic.
Be friendly to have a friend.
Yes.
Show yourself.
Show yourself friendly. Show yourself
Mine will
friendly.
be to thine own self, be true. Say what your needs are. You know, be vulnerable in that way. And I think because of that, I've been so blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed at home. I'm blessed. God has blessed me richly. If I had to leave this earth, I know that I've experienced true friendship.
For real.
I pray you do the same. Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.